Hi, so I'll be doing the demonstration part of the ACM Gas 3018. So starting off, this is the isolation room of the clinic. And to start off with the patient, so basically due to the fact that a lot of animals that would come in here would have highly contagious diseases, the whole idea is to have minimal contact with the rest of the clinic and other animals, especially healthy ones, or even sick ones, even worse so. So basically, the isolation ward has its own entrance. So the animal would actually come around the back and be brought in through this way to separate it and not to assure that it doesn't come in contact with any part of the clinic. So he would come in here, or she rather, and would be put directly into one of the isolation facilities in one of the cages. So that's in the other video I've gone through with all of the details, etc. So I'll just keep this video purely for demonstration. So basically, the isolation ward generally has its own equipment as well as bedding, etc. to again keep it separate from the rest of the clinic. So in this case, the bedding is kept so these are sheets, etc., blankets for bedding, which acts as a substitute for like an actual bed. So these are thick and comfortable, so they can be put onto one of those. Here's where the equipment's kept. Sorry. So catheters, medication, gloves, PPE, swabs. There's also bowls and isolation cleaning materials. There's also PPE that I've taken out for here and also here. And the isolation room generally has its own equipment, including mops, bins, and brooms, etc. Oh, sorry, and also there's also it's also essential to have a good ventilation in isolation ward to minimize the amount of airborne viruses, so it has pathways to escape. So in this case, there is a window that could be left open that has a nice draft that would remove the stagnant and stale / infected air, and also the door could potentially be left open if that was the case as well. Okay, so so I basically just completed 1 and 2 in the part 2 phase. So as I said, the cages and the bedding are all here. So the bedding, of course, would be then used to create a cage for the for whatever animal was admitted. Okay, so PPE that's necessary. So there is a hat for again to like cover up one's hair to avoid feces or urine or saliva or any other bodily fluid / general airborne related viruses, minimac impact with hair. There's also a mask so you don't breathe this in either. There's also a shoe covers here, which are like so. And there's also a gown, like so, that is also used to avoid clothing exposure again to bodily fluids and general contact with the animal. I'm monitoring equipment. This specific isolation ward doesn't have its own monitoring equipment, so the other ones would be appropriately cleaned, unfortunately. But in saying that, this isolation ward is hardly used, so that's the reason for that. Okay, so there's food, bowls of foods kept here as well. Toys for any like maybe younger animals or any animals requiring some form of physical reassurance or support. There's also litter as well and other cages as well. Stored, yeah. So it's stored. Yeah. So I showed you how it's stored, where it's stored, and where they all are. So that's that. And okay, so I'm now going to do so like the